Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a special treat for all you lovebirds out there. A story about a newlywed who has to learn to live with the quirks of her husband. Trust me, you won't be able to help but fall in love with this tale of romance and hilarity. So grab a cup of tea, or maybe a cold beer if you prefer, and let's dive into today's video. They say marriage is a beautiful journey, but what they forgot to mention is sometimes that journey includes why are your socks on the dining table? And did you really just use my toothbrush? Yes, marriage, where dreams come true and toothpaste tubes mysteriously disappear. Meet Kyle and Jenna, newlyweds. Madly in love and absolutely clueless about the fine print of married life. Now, you might be thinking this is going to be one of those sickeningly sweet love stories. But don't worry, we got enough eye rolls and kitchen standoffs to make this thing feel as real as your student loan debt. Here's the deal. Kyle and Jenna were the kind of couple whose love story would make you throw up in your mouth. Little, like they met, they clicked before you could say I do. They were at the altar making promises that they probably didn't fully understand, but hey, who cares about that, right? They were in love, but then reality hit like a rogue frisbee to the face during a game of Ultimate. Their first big clash occurred on day 3 when Kyle discovered that Jenna was not only using his toothbrush, but she was also squeezing the toothpaste from the middle of the tube. Now, I know what you're thinking. Big deal, right? Well, see, Kyle was a squeeze from the bottom kind of guy. Jenna, I'm in a hurry, so I mash it in the middle kind of gal. Every morning became a cold war at the sink until Kyle bought a second tube and labeled it Jenna's Chaos Toothpaste, enter at your own risk. Next up, we have cooking catastrophes. Now, Kyle was under the impression that meal prepping meant microwaving pizza and calling it a balanced diet. Jenna, on the other hand, wanted organic quinoa from the Himalayan foothills, only 500 pesos per scoop. Trying to merge their taste was like herding cats while blindfolded. Dinner ended up being hot dog rice with a side of marital negotiation. And the budget. Kyle, let's track our expenses. Jenna, I tracked a shoe sale. That counts, right? Then there was the great snoring situation. At 2 a.m., Jenna would gently nudge Kyle. Sweetheart, you're snoring again, to which he'd reply, half asleep, no, I'm singing to you in my dreams. She recorded it the next night. It sounded less like a serenade and more like a motorcycle, struggling uphill in Palawan. But here's the thing, for every toothpaste tube, burnt breakfast or misplaced sock, there was a hug, a compromise, a laugh. They learned that love isn't just candlelit dinners and cute selfies. It's also about adjusting your playlist in the car from rock to Taylor Swift, sharing your fries. Even when you ordered your own, it's never really about the fries, is it? Fast forward 1 year, and things had settled into a comfortable rhythm. Kyle still squeezed from the bottom, Jenna still mashed the middle, but they had his and hers toothpaste and a shared calendar titled Team Awesome. They didn't have all the answers, but they had each other, and maybe that's the secret sauce of every great marriage, not including Kyle's attempt at adobo. That was just tragic. So, here's to the newlyweds and all the lovebirds out there. Marriage isn't perfect, but it's in the imperfect moments, the toothpaste wars, the cooking fails, the 2 a.m. serenades that real love shines, because when do people choose each other every single day, through the noise, the snoring, and the fried rice. That's when I do becomes we will no matter what. If you laughed, smiled, or cried a little, hit that like button, comment below. What's the funniest thing you and your spouse had to adjust to? And if you haven't already, subscribe for more feel-good, real-life stories that inspire, uplift, and occasionally make you snort laugh. That's all for today. See you next time.